hallowed halls of epic financial strategies here in Red Bank, New Jersey. We are Infinity X, giving a stage and microphone to human excellence in the never ending pursuit of creating infinite sales opportunities by letting people get proximity and create exposure to megapreneurs and people that are up to fantastic things in the world, guys. And today is absolutely no different. I am joined by Jamie Beringer. Jamie, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy Trajectory Tuesday to you.
Yes, I know. Tuesday. I love weekdays. It's crazy.
Amazing. So what does a day in the life of Jamie Beringer look like right now?
Well, right now, right at this exact moment, I'm a single mom to two girls. So one of my daughters just got home from school. That's why the dog was barking and all of that. So she got off the bus. But so I juggle running a multi-six-figure coaching business, merely online, and being a single mom to two little girls.
Amazing. And listen, I can completely identify with being a single parent. I married a single parent. I know the challenge behind that. I know it's juggling a lot of different things all at once while running a six-figure business, but you didn't get here by accident, Jamie. You are a reflection of the decisions and choices that you made up until this point, and you're up to really incredible things, which I'm going to get to in a few minutes. But I always say that to know where you're going, you have to be aware and see where you're from, right? So where did it all start for you, Jamie?
Yeah, absolutely. So 100%. A big message of mine is that we're never victims of our circumstances, and that the journey is just as beautiful as the result.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So my journey really started in my early 20s,
Okay.
and I'm in my mid 30s now. So I went through something very tragic. I was kidnapped when I was 21 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Like if I told the whole story, we would be on here for days.
Oh my Lord. I can't even. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but and a lot of people are like, how can you talk about this, or how can you say this? Well, one, I've done insane amount of work,
Yeah.
trust me.
Yeah.
But two, it's really is living in gratitude. Like, I'm this person because of these things that happened to me. And if they didn't, I don't know who I would be. And I'm really grateful for who I am.
Where did this take place? When and where was this?
Yeah, so in Chicago,
Okay.
back in 2009.
And were you in college at that point, or like what was the context?
Yeah, so I worked there's a little town in southern Wisconsin called Lake Geneva. It's a very touristy town.
Yep.
And I worked as like a bartender, shop girl. Okay. It's also a very heavily drug populated area because it's right in the middle between Milwaukee, Chicago, and Madison, like right there.
Yep.
And one of the owners um, was my abuser, abductor, whatever. And I was so young and I was partying, you could say.
Yeah.
I love the lifestyle, like the rich and famous money lifestyle. And I got kind of caught up in it. But I knew that he was weird. I knew this wasn't like the path I wanted to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And abuse kind of led one to another to where I ended up getting pregnant.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah. And then it was pretty much he took all control. And I was basically held in a room for about 13 months. I had my daughter. She was held in a separate room until she was about 2 months old.
Oh my gosh.
And I totally believe in mother's instinct, absolutely, because there was something about this one day that told me, you need to go. Like, just one day, like, you got to go, and it's now. And so I did things. I was 22 at this time. My daughter's 2 months old. I never really got to see her because we were held in 2 different rooms. But I did things that I didn't even know I knew what to do, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. When you're in a situation like that, I would imagine that instinct just takes over.
Yeah. Like I saved our lives from a psychopath.
Wow.
And it was and I was 22. I mean, you were such a baby at this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And I did this and I wasn't scared. We do so much for our children.
Of course.
Take me to jail, kill me. There was a point where I got down on my hands and knees and I begged him to kill me instead of her, and without question, and it just really, this situation not only was very devastating, it took me down a road of PTSD for 10 years, which led me into personal development and multiple other things. But it really led to me to believe that, holy crap, we can do so much more than we are actually aware that we can do. It's insane.
I mean, Jamie, I'm going to take a pause there for 1 second. Folks, we are Infinity X, giving a stage and microphone to human excellence. And we are joined by the superpower, Jamie Beringer, who just shared an unbelievable story of intestinal fortitude and survival. And by the way, for that individual who's out there, you're going to get yours. I'm staring right at you, whoever you are, if he hasn't already. But so anyway, Jamie, so you escape from this unbelievably unfathomable occurrence, right? And obviously you escaped with your daughter, right?
Yeah.
And what were some of the things, post experience? You'd mentioned self-development work, but what did the next 2, 3, 4 years look like for you when you moved, when you attempted to put the pieces back together, right, and move forward? Like not only in life but in work as well. What did that look like?
Messy, very messy. I mean, I suffered with, like I said, post-traumatic stress disorder. But I have to say that there was this piece of me that was like brought out. One, because how do I explain this? There were things that normal people, I think, would freak out about. But for me, it was like for instance, I lost custody of my daughter, right? And for some time, because they wanted to make sure that I was okay to take care of her, right?
Yeah.
And people are like, isn't that hard for you? Like, how do you do that? And in my head, I'm like, no, it's actually not, because for the first time in my life, I know that she's safe.
Yes.
So it changed my perspective on a lot. The other thing was that I did know, like, hey, we really only do use 10% of our brains, guys. Like, so I was court ordered to go to women's group counseling. And I had to go in there, and there were so many women that were stuck in these icky situations. Financially, they just couldn't find a way out. And a lot of them cried for my story. It was crazy. But in my head, I'm like, I see so much potential in each and every single one of you. And I know you guys can do more. Like, I did things that were super scary. I did those things, and I'm here. I'm alive.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that is the biggest thing, is so many of us are so scared to just jump into the unknown.
Sure.
Like that's a huge factor. But when you're forced, when your back is up against the wall and you have no option, and the unknown is like life or death, it really makes everything else so much easier. But
yep, you dive in with both feet and both hands, right?
Exactly, and pray for the best, right?
Yeah.
But it really made me want to always give back, and help other women. it was just this burning desire within me. And I didn't really know how. But I knew I had a lot of personal development that I had to do. Then I went through a time where I married a narcissist, the pattern,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
know,
Yep.
it's like, hey, he didn't kidnap me. He does this, but he didn't do that. He must be okay.
Yeah.
But it actually just did a lot more damage to the point where I was at, my very, very lowest. And I was like done. And I had finally met somebody, one therapist who didn't give in to my victim mentality, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened type thing. And he more or less said, hey, if you want to, kill yourself, sorry, then go ahead. But there's a lot of kids that I can help. The
Yeah.
ones I can't
Yeah.
are parents who've done that. So ask yourself, are they worth it? And yeah, yes, they were. They were so worth it. And from that moment forward, I dedicated myself to just personal development, becoming self-aware, taking personal responsibility, learning why my brain did the way things that it did so I can control it. And then, trying to reverse it. And with that, there's a huge entrepreneurial mindset, true. And so I dove into network marketing, which was great.
Yeah. Okay.
For especially for post-traumatic stress, because it forces you to get out there. And I suffered with acne. I don't know if you want me to keep going with.
I would love this. Listen, folks, for all of you entrepreneurs out there, right? It doesn't always start perfectly. In fact, 99 times out of 100, it doesn't start perfectly. There's ebbs and flows, and it takes enough occurrences of, it takes enough occurrences of self-identification to say, okay, listen, no more. I'm gonna thrust forward, and I need to find a vertical that I'm passionate about and that I can recreate and that I can put out there. And what Jamie is describing to you is the recognition of not only the entrepreneur inside, right? The individual who did not want to be, tied to or hamstrung to any one particular entity, whether they were human or business, therefore. And she identified a vertical where, with maybe not necessarily a tremendous amount of money out of pocket, you could launch something that could create a larger stage and microphone to create recurring revenue. So yeah, I'm very, very interested to hear more.
Oh, awesome. Then I got more, because it gets wild. It gets pretty wild.
Let's go. I love it. I love it.
So I then I suffered with acne for 20 years, like really bad acne. It killed my self-esteem. Now, self-esteem, especially, well, women and men, but especially women, is everything.
Sure.
My goodness, you have higher self-esteem, you make more money, right? You make more friends, everything. And I wanted to make more new friends. I just moved. I went to like this little party. Okay. I won't go too big into it. I was like, it was skincare. I'm like, sure, I've tried everything else in the world. I'll try it. Right.
Right. Why not?
Why not? Right. Within 3 months, my skin was clear. I mean, you guys see, like,
I know I was about to say, if you suffered from acne, nobody can tell.
really bad too.
Yeah.
It was clear. So, and then for the first time in my life, I felt pretty. As a 30-year-old woman, right? Like, that was huge. Like it did so much for me personally. And I was like, why am I not sharing this? Like, if you go ahead and have an amazing steak dinner somewhere, you're gonna probably be like, hey, you and your wife, we just had the best steak dinner. You gotta try it, right?
Yep.
It's no different. Everyone has this concept of like sales. Like, no. Like, if it changed my life, why would I not share it to change yours? Just, it seems silly. All online for the most part, because COVID really hit,
Yep.
And so I developed a strategy, hired, mentors, and I'm going to get into that though too. But, and I built a network marketing company of 200 women around the United States in a year and a day.
Incredible.
Yeah. And it was merely by being passionate and sharing with my heart and being myself and nobody else but myself. And, bringing people on board. I got a free car, free trips, all that amazing stuff in a year. I really wanted to shift into coaching because I was like, this is it. I can go into a more global, and I can actually change women's lives. Like this whole idea that I had, 10 years ago. Yeah. I can actually make this happen.
Got it. We Are Infinity X, giving a stage and microphone to human excellence. Replay available on weareinfinityx.com and We Are Infinity X YouTube. We're joined by Jamie Beringer, who developed in a 1-year period of time with COVID. And by the way, folks, did you hear, because of strategy, because she implemented, well, first off, mapped out, then identified, then implemented a strategy. 1 + 1 = 200 women that joined her team during COVID in the span of 1 year. Then you identified, Jamie, that, I have passion not only for sharing an experience and sharing business opportunity, but I have a passion for coaching people like myself, right? People who want to build out a model. So what happened next?
So I wanted it. I needed to hire a mentor. I felt, right. I believe if you don't know something, ask for help. Okay. But guess what? I had $150 in my bank account. Okay. So I went on the call anyways. I knew I needed this person. Yep. I knew I did. I found a way. I asked for help. I came up with the money within 3 days to be able to hire a mentor for $15,000.
Incredible.
And incredible. He really took what I already had and locked it in, helped me really, basically accountability was big. I think, is a big one for all of us in entrepreneurial life.
Sure. Yep.
And helped me really just get the strategy to a T. Now I have my own signature framework that I teach, but it took me, I made 50K in 6 weeks.
Whoa. Okay. Drop the microphone there for a moment. I want everybody to stop here. So $150 in the bank account for disposable deployment, finds $15,000 to hire a mentor in 3 days, hires that mentor, receives, mentoring, accountability, coaching. And, from a process perspective, obviously mentors come in different shapes and sizes, but their approaches, typically speaking, focus in and center around mapping of goals and accountability towards those, with daily must-dos and daily accomplishments. Fast forward the clock, 50,000 in, was it 50,000 in 5 weeks?
6 weeks.
50,000 in 6 weeks, which all of you out there, would you like to get 50,000? Would you like to have that type of ROI in a $15,000 investment to get 50,000 in 6 weeks? Jamie, go ahead. Yeah. So continue. Where's that going?
Absolutely. And 100,000 in 90 days.
Yeah.
And over 200,000 in less than 6 months.
Incredible.
With that, I want you guys to also know my whys were so big on this. Like my whys were, one, I was sleeping on my couch because I'm a single mom, 2 little girls. Yeah. And they're worth it. They're worth everything, right? So I wanted to give them not the stereotypical single mom life, right? So that right there was accountability, hard work, whatever I had to do.
Your why makes you cry. Your why makes you cry. Absolutely.
And my other why was my passion. Yeah. And why I want to do this in the first place, right?
Yep. So So what is the name? What's the name of the company, Jamie?
So my company is Beringer Coaching.
Okay.
Thus, my signature framework is called the Real REAL formula, because I'm very much about being authentic. I think authenticity is like absolutely a must. Nowadays, we are in front of computer screens and, it can get monogamous sometimes, but there is nobody but you. And we still, no matter what, we still crave that relationship, that human to human interaction, not being just another person behind a computer screen, you know?
Yep.
And nobody can be you. And I think who you are is enough and beautiful. So, if you can't fix it, feature it.
I love that. Wait, if you can't fix it, feature it. Did you just say that?
Yeah, if you can't fix it, feature it.
I love that. That one's going on Facebook. I'm going to quote you on that one. That is amazing, folks. If you can't fix it, feature it. So, Jamie, who are the ideal avatars for your coaching? Right? Who are it's everybody says, okay, entrepreneurs that want to scale up, right? Well, we've heard that a million different times. Who benefits from Jamie?
Sure, absolutely. So it's a coach or a network marketer. I say that because I believe you can't take someone where you really haven't gone.
Yeah.
So a coach and a network marketer who are serious, who are action takers, because there is a strategy, right? And there's accountability. And I can't come there and
Right.
tackle you, you know what I mean? So that, and you really want it, and you really, really want to, make 50K months, it's not, you're not an if person, you're a when person. That's what I say.
You're not an if, you're a when person. I love that.
Yeah. And you're, you're willing to, even if because we all have this comfort zone, and that's okay if you're in your comfort zone, but you're willing to do the work to come out of it, because that's where personal growth is. So it's absolutely somebody who's in coaching or network marketing who, yes, wants to make more money, build a bigger team, but that is absolutely willing to take action, put the work in, and work with me on moving outside of their comfort zone.
I'm going to hit on Jamie because we have a couple of more minutes. I'm going to hit on a couple of more questions. If I'm a network marketer, right?
Yeah.
What are some mistakes that I am typically making, and why does Beringer Company fix that?
Absolutely. So network marketers, so there's different types of content creation. I'm so big on content, like content. Like the more you produce, the more you're seen, but it's not necessarily quality, but it's authenticity. Okay. I believe network marketers way too much on like credibility type content, meaning look at my results, look at these testimonials, all of that, right? And oh my gosh, and conversion type content, which is buy my stuff. Really, people don't buy your stuff. They buy you. You have to build a personal brand. And so there is, there's all with mine, documentation. So your everyday life, let people into your world. Okay. Character content, which is who are you? What are your beliefs, your worldviews, your values, your opinions, right? Because you want to attract the right people to you. Do you want somebody just like you on your team? Or do you want somebody who is not going to do anything and you invested all this time and energy? You know what I mean?
You're trying to recreate yourself, right? You're trying to have, you're trying to scale with a multitude of different yous. I totally get that.
Absolutely. It is attracting the right and repelling the wrong. So you need to weigh it. Otherwise, you're going to get a bunch of people that are like, oh my God, I don't want your stuff. I don't know who you are. Cool. I see that. And yeah, you might sell a thing or two here because, for instance, your puffy eyes are irritating you when you see a great picture. But trust me, you're gonna build a big team and you're going to sell a lot more if you spend more time focusing on who you are and always give more value.
I love it. I love it. And so, and Beringer coaching. So I would assume that when I'm retaining you from a coaching standpoint, that you're going to put me through is it a curriculum based model of branding and self mastery work? Like what is your coaching program look like?
Sure. So I have a few options, to be completely honest. I always assess people at where they're at. I never sell anything that they don't need, or if I never sell anything that they do need and they're like, oh, but I want the cheap one. And it's like, but that's not going to help you. Right.
Right.
So it can be just as much as a course that outlines the whole framework. Or it can be the course. It's a 6-month coaching program. I have a container where we do 3 weekly calls, group calls. And in there's accountability, mindset, Q&A, because guys, 80% is mindset, 20% is skill set. All skill sets can be mastered. True?
True. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. You guys all out there hear that? Yes.
Yeah. So not 80% of the time it's up here. It's up here.
Yep.
So, and then I do unlimited one-on-ones for 3 months and unlimited boxer support as well for 3 months.
Wow. So you're so you're leading with massive value. You don't typically see that, I haven't seen unlimited. Yeah, no, especially with somebody with your volume and that busy. Unlimited is you got to be a very, very busy person, I would imagine, Jamie.
Well, there's a strategy to it. I tried, that's the group calls.
Yeah.
I try to deliver as much as I can there so that the one-on-ones definitely are, to the point, and we work on what you need to work on. But I cannot not do what doesn't feel ethical for me. I don't like to run people through a system, and, I'm here for results. And if that means I need to hold your hand a little bit more. Now, granted, I do have packages that don't have that. That's my high package, right? So, I'm not, like I said, if I don't believe you need that, then I won't sell that to you. But I'm only really going to give you one option on a call for sure.
Yep.
But like I said, I don't like it like a system. I really, really, this is a transformational relationship, not a transactional.
Jamie, last question from the standpoint of network marketers.
Yeah.
There obviously it takes time for people to really scale upward on the economic front, right? Regardless, any business. Some people do it faster than others, but when you're having these coaching conversations or with your clients, does the financial piece of reinvesting back into their brand come into play? And what's your belief system around financial education for the female marketers that are out there?
Yes, absolutely. So I'll tell you one thing with scaling quickly is that you go from sleeping on your couch to living in a $500,000 home. And you don't get the time to, it's like the people that win the lottery. Not that I'm saying I'm broke, but you know what I mean? It's like the people that win the lottery and then all of a sudden, they're like go bankrupt at some point, right? Sure. So I had to absolutely reinvest into my business to create more automation, sorry, I didn't say that wrong sometimes. So that I'm not, into a team, so that took a heavy hit. I'm kind of in this period right now. I'm actually coming out of it and going to be launching this mastermind here very soon. But where I had to take a step back because I'm like, okay, too much, one person, I need more, to have more so I can give more. because I didn't feel like it was fair for me to take on more when I can't. So I had to like take the step back and invest a bunch more money into my business so that I can effectively scale and change more women's lives without being this cookie cutter, just run them through a mill and,
Yeah.
So definitely as far as the financial aspect is that I really don't think you should really ever stop investing to a point. But yes, it's when it comes to strategy and structure, you will cap at some point, and you need to have a team. You need to have partners. You need to have people behind you to support you. Otherwise, just alone, you'll cap.
I love that. I love that. And it was a bit of a loaded question as well, because that, from a partnership opportunity perspective, Jamie, that's where our companies really align, because at Epic Financial Strategies, we work with entrepreneurs, we work with coaches, we work with business owners, we work with people to get them reinvesting 20, 30, 40% back into their businesses to continue to scale the automation. And so I see you in my future in terms of partnership opportunity there to really make massive impact on these incredible women that you're working with. And before I say good afternoon and thank you, and I look forward to our post-production conference call, what is, the next 5 years of Beringer Coaching and Jamie Beringer looking like now?
Oh my goodness. What is it looking like? Well, in terms of, I want to change thousands of women's lives. I definitely want to have a podcast for sure. And YouTube, because guys, if you don't know, YouTube's going to be big. So get on there now. Okay. Because right now I believe that, when you're starting out, and guys, remember, like, this has been just about a year now for me. So it's not like I've been doing this for 20 years. I just scaled super quickly. I believe you should put all of your energy into one platform. You can make $1 million on one platform and do it good instead of spreading yourself thin. Wait till you can have a team, then go out and be everywhere. So I will be everywhere.
Got it. What's the vertical that you're focusing in on right now?
Right now I'm shifting, to YouTube.
Got it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I absolutely want to write a book, because I think my story is going to impact a lot of people as well.
I will be one of the first people to purchase that book, Jamie. And your story is just incredible. We are Infinity X, giving the stage and microphone to human excellence. This is Jamie Beringer, and Jamie and Beringer Coaching. Your story is inspiring. It's one where I look forward to continuing to watch what you're up to. It needs to be celebrated. It needs to be a center stage type of, I'm dead serious. Perseverance, the pursuit of human excellence is what we do here. And anybody who has gone through what you've gone through, come out on the other side, and is now up to what you're up to in the world, is inspiring, and is somebody that we, not only at Infinity X, my company Epic, we want to have relationships with and be aligned around. When you center yourself around you're a reflection of the 5 people that you're around the most. And I got news for you folks. If Jamie Beringer is one of those 5 people that you are around, you're elevating. I guarantee it. And so, Jamie, any finals that you want to share with the good folks that have subscribed to our channel and are, sharing this stage with you?
Just one, again, your circumstances do not define your destination, ever, ever, ever. Whatever cards you were dealt, you have the power to change them. Know that you can create whatever it is that you want to create, and that you are perfect the way that you are. Just like I said, if you can't fix it, feature it, and own all of who you are, while you're becoming who you need to be in order to create whatever it is that you want to create. Incredible. Absolutely. Incredible. And I'm so grateful to be on here and to have you listening here.
Jamie, it was an honor and a privilege to share the stage with you. Jamie, where can everybody find you?
Absolutely. So right now, okay, my main platform is Facebook. Type my name in, Jamie Beringer, Beringer, first name Jamie, Jamie. I should pop up, add me on there. I'm totally rebranding, guys. So my website is being revamped and all of this stuff. I'm in this lull period, so please, but I am full force on Facebook right now while everything else is getting done. So just find me on there and shoot me a message, say hi, tell me you saw me on here. Absolutely. And I will definitely say hi back.
Jamie Beringer on Facebook, Beringer Coaching. We are infinityx.com. We are InfinityX YouTube. Replay will be available within about a week. And Jamie, it has just been a true honor to spend some time with you this afternoon. I really, really look forward to additional conversations because I think that there's some things that we could do together that would be really exciting, things to explore, so that we can, continue to elevate your unique heroic identity out in this world. You need a bigger stage and a bigger microphone. I'd like to see that happen. I think we can do it. So, folks, thank you so much for spending some time with us on Infinity X. This has been Jamie Beringer with Beringer Coaching. And until next time, live every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. East Coast time, we are Infinity X signing off. Jamie, thank you so much.